Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. I'm tired today. Another podcast. It's lovely to
We're back.
Lovely to have you back for the second time.
Yeah, I'm pleased to be back.
So when the views start depleting, we need to get you
Just
back
drag
in.
MV back out. We got some good views last time.
Well,
Quite a lot of people messaged me.
yeah, I think that's like 50% because it were you and 50% because it were the first one, and then
Yeah.
I think the
What was the other percentage then, mate? Gone. 50% one, 50% the other, and what?
And them combined add up to 100%.
Pow.
Synergy.
Very nice.
What's up?
I'm just wondering why I've got
Tea towel. Oh, that's where the tea towel is.
tea towel in front of me.
That'll be good for our listeners on Spotify. Tea towel.
There was just an old tea towel sat in front of me.
If you want to know what the tea towel looks like, tune in on YouTube.
Go to the Frugo Wugo squad.
Yeah, Patreon exclusive. I've just tiered that. Not tiered. I've just loaded that bad boy up with content for the month. Some scheduled posts. Just posted in there actually the video of you wearing a vest in college.
I saw it.
Are you in the Frugo squad
I am,
then?
yeah.
Okay, cool. Are you a Patreon?
I put enough into it, don't worry.
might have to.
I put enough into this channel.
Might have to audit that members list.
But yeah, I saw that. It was a long time ago, that video.
It was in 2008.
Back in college, that's when I was
I guess
pretty ripped.
if the guys and girls were watching and listening want to see that video, all they have to do is subscribe to our Patreon and you'll get access to some real premium content like that.
The old content.
Imagine paying and you buzzing to get in the Frugo squad. You jump in and that's what you fucking
Just
get.
me with an afro in a white vest. Just the wife beater on. I do look pretty ripped though, man.
You do, man. You look swole.
Back in the day, innit?
So we were talking about we were talking about your diet and where it's up to.
Yeah.
But if we get onto that, we will obviously. You've had the COVID vaccine, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
What was that like? So you're the only person I know in real life who's had the vaccine.
Yeah, I'm an essential worker, so I'd expect everyone to be clapping for me. Yeah, it was fine. Like, really smooth operation. Really smooth. Like, even the things you don't even think of, like the website where you go on and book your appointment. Really smooth. Because you know there's a lot of SQLing behind that. It's a massive database. It's a big old database. There's a lot of stuff going into that. And it was seamless.
God, doing SQL was fucking hard, wasn't it? It was hard in college.
And these guys have just whacked it through. The whole population. Bang.
No bother.
Date of birth, surname, email address, number.
Do you remember
sorted.
Our SQL teacher telling us about that guy who... Sorry about the noise of the washing machine in the background. We could have waited 3 minutes, but it couldn't be fucked. Yeah, Mike Stringer telling us about that guy who wrote some SQL on the front of his car, drove past a fucking speed camera, and it put that in the database, and like it was the code to like clear the database.
That was BS. Like the old iPhone text you used to send to crash someone's iPhone.
Yeah, that was great. That
was crap.
No, it was good fun.
Was it on his number plate?
Oh right, that was.
Yeah,
that was. I see what you mean.
Was it on his number plate?
Yeah, it was like, it was.
Oh, that's quite clever then.
Yeah.
That's quite clever. But how are you going to get the SQL entry on a seven-digit plate?
Well, I guess it just reads anything that's on the front, doesn't it? And I don't know.
But it can't be that good at reading it. It's got there's a set format for a reason, isn't there?
Shoot Mike Stringer.
Have you seen the new number plates now for the electric cars? They've got the little green banding instead of the Euro.
No, I'm not a fan of any like branding on number plates, really.
No, it's not branding. It's just where the European little blue.
But that's not meant to. That's not. You have to like opt for that anyway, don't you?
I don't know. But that's gone, and now for electric vehicles, it's just got the little green bit to let you know it's green. I'm guessing it'll work for if you're driving through somewhere and you don't pay like a certain amount of tax or something like in London, or the emissions in Leeds that's come in. But yeah, anyway, the vaccine.
Yeah.
So, really, really smooth. You go in, got the vaccine. I opted for the Oxford
extra large vaccine.
the extra large vaccine, just because the biceps are too big now.
So you can choose which one you want.
Yeah, we got a choice. So I think that's because of the local area we're in. So it was either Ellen Road Football Stadium, or you go to Thackeray Medical Museum.
Oh,
and I've seen some stuff at Thackeray, and I didn't fancy going there.
Do you know, we did a full episode of 45 Things to Do in Leeds.
Yeah, I remember.
On Thackeray Medical Museum.
Remember.
Was it me, you and O'Hare that
I was not involved. Do not drag me into that circus.
because I think you were.
It was Deck. I'm sure it was you, Deck, and
No,
Kieran
mate,
O'Hare.
this was 2014.
It was a
we were
real
making
B-Tech
this.
squad
It
that
wasn't.
did this.
And
Cleasby
anyway,
might have been involved.
lost all the footage.
Thank
So
God.
you'll never know what Thackeray Medical Museum were like.
Crap. I'll tell you now.
Well,
It's
you haven't
crap.
been.
I
you
have.
didn't you didn't go for your vaccine, did you? Went to
I
Ellen
didn't
Road?
go there. I went to Ellen Road. Really smooth. You get there, everyone's really polite, really nice. They know what's going on. You can see the opportunity to scale the process up as well. So, like, when I went, it's only essential people, so it's maybe being like 1/10 of its utilization is being used.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to see they could really scale that operation up for when the riff-raff
Tell
like
you what,
yourself come in.
That'll be the most bloody people in Ellen Road in a long time. Eh?
Aye,
All right,
oi,
boys.
oi, oi,
All right.
oi, oi. Lads.
Oh, I can't, do you know football banter is so shit. Like, I go on a lot of WebEx calls, a lot of Zoom calls, and it's just, I get it, but it's just the easiest. It's like talking about the weather. Like, all someone has to find out about someone is what team they support.
I know.
And I mean, oh, don't ask me about the game on Saturday. Oh, well, how's that championship? Oh, shut up, man. Have a bit of fucking... Like,
I think my sat-nav's broken. I can't find Manchester on the European maps.
I was saying to, like, it'd be so much more interesting. Obviously, I'm biased, but it'd be so much more interesting if instead of learning about football teams and people's teams, you learn about what bands they're like.
Yeah, or where they've been.
I think that'd be great.
Where have you travelled?
Oh God, do you want a list?
Oh,
But I'm so fucking sick of this basic football entry level band.
I
I get it. I get that it's an icebreaker in it, but
it's just something big in it. Everybody, most people seem to have a team, but they're not very original now. You speak to people and it's not like
there's no story behind it.
Yeah, it's just and if you're lucky, their dad supported that team when they tell you.
Yeah,
but I think it's very commercialized, isn't it? So like
football, yeah, just a bit.
Kids that are growing up now, it's very much like
Not so much
Liverpool, Man City, just because they're winning.
Yeah.
So it's easy. They're
Why would you
image.
support a team that's shit? Like, if you can choose, it's like there's a band, right? This isn't directed at a particular club because I don't know fuck all about football. But to me, like, supporting any team other than like Man City, who in my head is probably the best team. I don't know, but it's like a band, and they keep putting out shit songs you don't like, but you still like support the band and buy the merch. To me, it's the same thing.
It's right though. You are right. Unless it's your hometown team as well. That's the only side I'd think.
I guess, yeah.
If you live in Leeds and your team's in the Premier League now, then there's a little bit like, you know what, it's Leeds. Like, they're doing well. It's like saying, why do you support England? Why did we go crazy in the Euros for England?
I don't know.
Because it was just England and they were doing well. That's the only reason.
Because I was winning
extra.
some money, mate. I bought my first ever Supreme Northie off the back of that World Cup.
That Headley, we was in the Headley Verity, and they beat someone 5-0. And I remember you guys were outside in the square, and we was upstairs in the VIP. You was just down there mingling. And
like I'm like Princess Diana, mate, doing the Diana work. Every
time it'd be like a goal, and just like, great, next game again, next goal. I mean, bang, straight on.
Yeah.
Talk about, you see, Man United, they won 9-0 last night. That's a lot of goals.
I'll tell you what, mate. I'll no doubt hear about that at work. Who were they playing?
Southampton.
No, I don't know anyone.
Not your division.
I don't know anyone that knows about. I don't fucking.
But yeah.
So the vaccine.
The vaccine.
was in Ellen Road.
It was really smooth. It was really straightforward. Went for the Oxford one. Got it that day. Didn't feel anything. Felt fine. Maybe like the early hours of the next day, just come offline playing GTA with Raz, Jake. Started feeling a bit warm. Started feeling really tired. Like, more tired than normal at that time. Went to sleep. Woke up the next morning. Felt terrible. Felt awful. Like, really warm, really cold, achy. Like, your head's just really foggy. And that lasted maybe like 12 hours. Okay. And then I just felt fine
just
again.
Back to normal.
Yeah, back to normal.
And immune, you could do whatever now.
Yeah, I'm immune and I can just not wear a mask if I want to. Go into the shops, cough on people.
Well, you can still carry it, right? You can still transmit it.
Yeah, but they've come out today and said, I think the Oxford one, there's a certain percentage, and I don't know what the information is. I just heard it on the radio. It's less transmissible now if you've had that vaccine.
Well, that's good. It gives me a bit of hope to know that someone I know has had it. Someone in my inner circle. Yeah. It gives me hope. Yeah, it gives me hope that I'll eventually get one.
Yeah, I think it'll happen to everybody, and you'll get the option. I think you'll need it to be able to travel.
Yeah.
But I saw today Ryanair had they had that advert where it was like the jab and go kind of thing, and that's been banned now.
Yeah, you got some flack for that, didn't he, the Ryanair guy? Is he Irish, that lad?
I reckon. A little bit. Yeah, I think he is. But they were told to get rid of that advert. So, but it is going to be like that.
Good. What's wrong with that advert?
I don't know. I guess it's kind of just worrying people. That's some of the anti-vaxxers' concerns, isn't it? Where it's like, you can't, you won't be able to travel. It'll almost be like a passport. It'll be like an ID. And they just worry about everything. You see, Boris visited Batley, and a guy egged him.
I'm not surprised. Yeah. Batley's where we get... I'm thinking of Barnsley. Batley's just down the road, isn't it?
Yeah, Batley's
in Leeds.
Like 20 minutes
Bradford.
away. Yeah, close to
BD
Bradford.
postcode.
Is it? No, it's WF.
Wakefield. Well, it's in these ends.
But yeah, it's around there.
Why was he there?
I think he's doing like a road tour, visiting the vaccine places, getting some nice stock images of himself holding up the vaccine, like,
like
looking at it like it's
analysing it. Yes.
Like it's one of those what's it called now? Like the little fizzy drinks that we used to down. What's it called?
Drinks?
Not a fizzy drink. It was just like an orange drink. We used to down it.
Frugo.
No, we used to
J2O.
J2Os. Like those J2Os with the little bits of gold in them at Christmas.
They were shit.
Looking at them.
God, they were wank.
But yeah, and so yeah, he got egged in. But in other news, Captain Tom died.
He did? Died yesterday?
He died yesterday, yeah. Raised, 40 mil?
Yeah, he
for
did.
the NHS.
Fucking
did a good job.
Yeah.
In World War II. Fought for his country. Had a big old house though, didn't he? Have you seen his gaff?
I've not, mate.
It's a big gaff. I'm not saying they did, but...
There's a reason I'm being quiet about this.
Maybe they did. I don't know. I'm just saying it's a big house. He obviously worked hard for it. And he's done a lot for the country. Good on him. But
yeah,
just rest in peace, I guess.
So there's meant to be a clap for him today at 6 p.m.
Yeah, I didn't hear anybody
crack
clap.
the window. Deliveroo sent. I don't know why it's Deliveroo sending out that notification.
They're doing their bit.
They are, they got the info to me. It wouldn't have got to me otherwise. So the Deliveroo note, he comes out, clap for, what does it say? Be able to read it direct. Join us at 6 p.m. Clap to honour a true national hero, Captain Sir Tom Moore, and his inspiring legacy. Yeah. Crack the window at 6 p.m. In the hopes of getting a shot for the vlog that we're doing at the minute. Not a fucking peep.
Really?
Not a peep.
That's sad.
Is it?
Sad.
It's an empty gesture, isn't it?
It is. And I think people were just worried that it was a PR stunt by the Prime Minister. So not many people got behind it. Because when it was for the NHS, and also maybe the timing was a bit wrong. Why 6 o'clock? Most people aren't even home from work. Whereas before for the NHS, it was like 8 o'clock. So you knew.
He got the early billing. He's not the headliner.
Yeah, we're in a proper lockdown. Yeah, so everybody's at home, definitely in that first lockdown. 8 o'clock, those essential people that are working, they're most likely home. They've had their tea. They're just about to
time to warm their hands up, do a few hand exercises.
They've got all their fingers nimble and they're ready to go. Tom, he gets his old 6 o'clock. People are still rush hour.
There was people down like at the bus stops and walking, and I was like, are they going to stop and clap? But obviously they didn't have Deliveroo installed.
No, they didn't. So then they haven't got it. They don't need Deliveroo at that moment in time.
Well, yeah, I'm sure the last year of his life was probably his most interesting.
I don't know.
That sounds like a diss, doesn't it? It's not. I mean, he's most notable.
Accomplished. Yeah, but he did really well. It was a nice.
Do you know what takes away from when you say like he fought in the war and stuff? I'm blinded because Danny White is a veteran.
He's not though, is he?
He is. He's got a veteran. He's literally got a veteran's badge.
He's not.
So,
but we know
that makes any like. I need to see some receipts. If Danny White's going around telling people he's an aerospace engineer and that he's a veteran,
trying to board the plane first in America,
I need to see some receipts.
It's true though. Like, well, it's not true that, but like. He probably wasn't. He probably was a man that was right at the front of the front of the line.
It was a different time back then. Even the fucking engineers probably got their hands dirty.
They didn't even have the F-150 at the bottom of the runway.
Danny White's entire RAF career, just message him like once a month or whatever. We didn't talk all the time, but we've always been close. But like whenever we talk, he'd be just sat in a fucking pickup truck watching a plane. He's been put on like watch duty. Make sure no happens to this plane.
Making
Sit in
coffees.
this Ford.
And he's still making coffees.
He's still doing it.
Did you see the? Well, I guess it's inevitable not to see it. That GameStop.
Fuck me, what is this, the news?
This is the news, mate.
If you like the weekly news recap, then let us know.
I want to try that.
I'd love to, mate, but good. I'll make you say that you'd like to try it. I can't fucking lock you in.
I'm sat here right now trying to discuss it with you.
Nightmare trying to get you in.
I'm trying to get your opinion.
Go on
this right now.
Right.
GameStop.
Yeah.
What do you know about it? What's your opinion on it?
GameStop is an American game retailer, isn't it?
Correct.
And
why is it in the news this week?
Because Wall Street Bets subreddit have inflated the stock by buying shitloads of it.
Yeah.
And I think it's good. Like, I think it's just the game being played, isn't it?
Yeah.
And some people don't like that game being. Do you know what the
rich people?
Do you know what is weird about us doing this news thing that we've?
Yeah. Just thrown on ourselves.
This is out in 2 weeks' time.
Oh, is it really? Oh shit!
But I think that I'm all for it. Like, I think that Robin Hood stuff was bullshit.
Yeah, that was a dick move by them. But then
you just can't win in this world if you're the little man, can you? Like,
not really.
You just
get back down. But I heard that Robin Hood, their largest investor, was an owner of Melvin Capital, a company that lost billions because of that short move. She's just all. But
that's the thing. It's like people are obviously. I mean, this isn't a new take or a unique take, but like when you put your money in stocks, it's a risk.
Yeah.
And people are obviously so comfortable with it not being a risk and the guarantee that like I'm glad they've had the fucking hands bitten.
Learned the lesson.
But obviously they were just like, come on, mate, help us out. It's the equivalent of when we'd go to the casino with 20 quid each. I'd lose my 20 quid and then you'd give me like the 20
Keep you
back.
floated.
Yeah. It's the equivalent to that.
That's how it works, doesn't it?
You gotta look after your boys, aren't you?
And then you've got like the part-time brokers like Danny White.
Oh, this was funny.
Trying to give out advice and help. And it's just like, buy this next one. And I see him on YouTube as well. Like, I've seen so many live streams of people trying to predict shit and like showing me charts that I don't know what's on that chart. Like, maybe I'm just dumb. But they're like trying to compare, like, this is going to be the new GameStop. This is the old GameStop. Look at this Volkswagen shrink or whatever it's called. Like, what's it called? Shrink? Sweat? I don't know.
I don't know.
Whatever it is. And, you're right at the bottom here. You're going to buy. Like, people losing, like, hundreds of thousands of pounds and dollars.
Yeah, if someone's on YouTube saying, like, and they've got a sizable audience and they're telling you, like, buy this, they're hoping that all their followers will buy that because they'll have a stake in it. Once all their followers have bought, they'll sell. Yeah. And then, like, they're talking about introducing, like, new laws in America about, like, influencers and the stock market because...
That's mad, though, isn't it?
Like, yeah, but it makes sense. Like, if I was a massive, massive influencer and I was like, right, today I'm going to buy a load of stock in Greggs, who definitely aren't an IPO or whatever the term is, and then 1 million people went out and bought Greggs, and then I sell all mine.
But isn't that what Wall Street's doing anyway?
Yeah, people are.
That's just what Wall Street's doing.
Yeah, it is. But people are like, people don't have any common sense to this. So that's why they're looking at regulating it, because I know. If Logan Paul said to me, invest in this, I'm not going to fucking do it. Even if I can make money, like, I can't be fucked doing that.
But thousands of impressionable
people will. And some people just need the hand-holding through life with everything.
Yeah, they do. But I think it's mad that these guys, like on Wall Street, are the ones that are now calling for regulation. These guys would never want regulation. We went through, like, the financial crisis. No regulation at all. Like, didn't even, just got a slap on the wrist, like, bailed you out, no problem, no extra regulation. Suddenly now, somebody's lost a few billion.
Jeez.
We need regulation.
We need to regulate this.
Regulate this industry. But yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
That has been an interesting piece of news from 2 weeks ago, if you're watching and listening.
You just got our opinion on it.
I'll tell you what was mad.
Go on. World War II.
7/7.
That was crazy, man.
That was mad, wasn't it?
Watching that.
I remember walking home from school and finding out about that, and them finding out that the guys were just from down the road, weren't they? They were from Leeds,
from Beeston.
Yeah, literally our neighbourhood.
That was crazy. Like, worked in a school.
Did he?
Yeah, one of them worked in a school, was the teacher. I can't remember what the rest of them did, but they were all around that area.
Do you think we're demonetised enough yet? We talked a lot about the vaccine. We talked about the London bombings.
I reckon, probably.
Yeah?
Yeah. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Went to the Yorkshire Ripper's house the other night.
Yeah, we did, actually.
That was quite good.
Yeah. We had a look at his house. It was it was kind of on the way.
It was on the essential travel route.
It was kind of on
from
the
the shop.
And it was a bit creepy, man. It's a nice detached house if you remove all the lawn from it.
It's a big gaff.
It's all right. Apparently, I told someone that like we went and they were like, "Oh, his bird still lives there. His ex still lives there."
No way.
Yeah, apparently.
That's a bit creepy, isn't it?
Well, it's a bit weird.
Have you watched the Netflix?
Yeah, I thought it was great.
I think it's really good.
I thought it was really good. I don't know if it's like it definitely trended in our area, didn't it? Like we were all watching it, and people that like I know outside of the group were like watching it.
Do you think the women deserved it?
Oh, absolutely, mate.
All of them.
Absolutely, everyone.
Some of them were innocent.
Of course, they didn't deserve it. I was chatting to my mum, and
did she deserve it?
My mum used to drink underage in Leeds, so she was like 16, and I was
and
like,
she was a prostitute.
I was like, thank you. Right up your street. She was 16. Anyway, she was like, they were drinking, like her and her mates in this pub, and the police came in, and she was like, "Oh, it's going to be a raid." And they just came to play the Ripper tape of that guy who pretended, and he was like a Geordie. And then she didn't learn, and she walked through like the fucking park at night to get home. Thankfully, she didn't.
She survived.
What's his name? Peter Sutcliffe. Yeah, that's it, innit? Peter Sutcliffe. Yeah.
Ain't it mad though that they went to his place of work, and they all like nicknamed him the Ripper, and they went to his work.
Fucking can't make it up, can you?
That's mad. Imagine going to work and your mate's just called the Ripper. The fiver came from your work, and you're just like.
Yeah, the fiver they found on one of the dead bodies.
One of the dead bodies was
it's
paid
like,
out through his work.
I don't know if you've seen Breaking Bad or if you've watched Breaking Bad.
Yeah, small bit.
Fantastic.
I know.
Bit of telly. But there's a bit where Hank, the drug enforcement agent, he's Hank's brother. No, Hank is Walt's brother.
Go on.
Walt's obviously the criminal mastermind.
Yeah.
And there's a bit where like Hank's like, "It's not you, is it, buddy?" and then Walt's like, "You got me." And it's like the same thing with the Ripper.
It's mad.
Like, everyone calling you, "Hey, the Ripper, watch out."
Oh, be careful, he's here.
What are you doing tonight? I'm busy.
I'm just a bit busy, actually.
Busy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. I tell you, serial killers
captivating.
are fascinating, aren't they?
It's captivating.
It's not like a... Everyone likes learning about serial killers. Everyone. It's not like a unique, like, "Oh, I'm so quirky and whoa."
Hello.
Like everyone does. But I was thinking, do you remember when we were in college and we used to do, what was that one that was like computing, but it was really fucking boring, and it was on the oldest computers these computers must have been from like the 90s.
Wasn't that, it was like infrastructure with Kevin, and it was on the old Dells where you used to have to flick the Dell bit out the way to put your USB stick in.
That was it, yeah.
Remember them? That's actually in the lab where the before mentioned vest.
Oh, the clip. Yeah, you're right. It is. Yeah. Join the Frugal Squad.
Frugal.
The reason I bring that up is because we used to just piss about in that lesson. Well, we piss about in every lesson, but I just remember us having like, because we were talking about like who's the best serial killer, and we were 17 at the time. We were 17 at the time, so this was over a decade ago. But we were talking like, who's the best one? Oh, Kieran and I heard say like, "Oh, Ian Huntley." Well,
I don't think Ian Huntley should be banded in the same bracket as these guys. Yeah, Ian did something horrendous. They've all done something horrendous. That's now the baseline.
He's not a serial killer, though.
He's not a serial killer.
He's not a serial killer, but
he's almost in conversation discussed in the same way as like
Harold Shipman,
as the Wests, as
the
Ripper.
The difference is like
multiple.
he wasn't a serial killer, Warren. That's the difference. No. Ian Huntley wasn't a serial killer,
and we don't know the true story of what's happened. Let's say that, like, we don't really know. He might have killed somebody before. You never know. Like, he just got caught for these ones and seemed like an idiot on TV.
He was a fucking dumb cunt, wasn't he?
He was really dumb.
I can see the photo of him in my head.
Yeah. Stood outside his bungalow.
Did he have... Oh, fucking what a weird cunt.
But he kind of gets banded with all these, like, people that have got, like, 12, 13 bodies on the name.
Generally, with like with a serial killer, like you've got to be don't kill anyone, don't be a serial killer. If you needed to hear that from me, then something wrong with it. But there's a certain like level of intelligence a lot of the time to a serial killer. Everything's quite calculated.
Yeah, it's a
everything
game.
is like you have to kind of think about what you're doing.
Yeah,
and Ian Huntley doesn't deserve any of the clout that comes with the serial killer title. He was just a fucking dumb
degenerate,
absolute waste of space.
Just an idiot.
Yeah.
But the rest of these guys are like, yeah.
But anyway, so Kieran O'Hare's favourite serial killer was Ian Huntley.
Boo.
And we were having this discussion. No, I think Shipman's the best.
The best.
It was literally this is why I bring this up, because this is the terminology we were using. And I just remember Kevin, this is in the middle of the lesson when we're meant to be doing some shit in command prompts on Windows or whatever. I just remember like looking at Kevin, our teacher, who must have been fucking in his late 60s.
Yeah.
And he was just like so disheartened by like, he was thinking he signed up to mold minds and create the future Tim Berners-Lee's and Elon Musk's and fucking
Wozniaks.
Yeah, the future Wozniaks and Bezos and Zuckerberg's.
He's got him here, man.
And he's got Kieran O'Hare saying Huntley's a serial killer. And he's got me, no, Harold, because he was much more clever.
Cold,
and he was
calculated.
Trusted. You know, there could be a Harold Shipman in any of us. Oh, man.
We disappointed a lot of people in college, didn't we? Do you remember when we had the conversation with our tutor, Trevor? And it was like, you guys make too many disgusting jokes. We might have to call a counsellor in to see if you're actually
being abused.
You're being abused or you're damaged. And it was just like, those college years.
It's like, yeah, we're not abused. We're not damaged. We just have a fucking sense of humour that 17-year-old lads have.
Yeah. We were just boys, just enjoying two of what were probably the best years of our lives. Like, just free money from the government, free bus pass from the government. We're talking like we're in the middle of a financial crisis still at that point. It's 2009. Government's handing money to us.
The weird thing about going to college as well is we were the alpha males, like, which was not too far removed from you. Like, you always got a bit of clout. You had the muscles and stuff in high school. But like for me to be like one of the alpha males really kind of tells you what the rest of that group was like. Fuck me.
That was true.
Someone said, when I worked at CREASE, my mate JP said, when he found out I went to that Leeds College of Technology, he said, fuck me, Rob, I've never seen anyone that looks normal walk out of that building. And he's right.
He really is right. There were some waste of spaces on that course, weren't there?
Yeah, man.
Well, not to name people's names, they probably don't watch, but there were some wasters, man. And we was like, I felt like we was the glue that tried to hold everything together in that form. Like, I don't want to be big-headed.
We were the social lubricant.
Yeah, we was. We was.
And you still come out with the triple distinction as well. Like, get a guy who can do both. You know what I mean?
That's me, mate, because I stayed back and I did that web.
Shut up.
And I got the triple D, went to the Uni of Leeds, and just dropped straight out, man. Funny story about going to the Uni of Leeds is a Russell Group, Red Brick University.
That uni over there?
That one just over there in the background.
Yeah.
It's a really distinguished university, one of the top 20 in the country. Went there. One of the first weeks there, like, girl comes up to me and goes, "Oh, where are you from?" So I'm like, "Oh, I'm from the Parkwood Estates in Leeds." She's like, "Oh, the estate. How long has your family owned the estate for?" And I was like, "What?" She's like, has it been in your family long, that estate? I had to be like, "No, it's a council estate." I never spoke to her ever again, man.
I've got a chairlift though. It takes my dad up the stairs.
Really nice, man. We've got a little extension on the side.
Worth like $6-7 grand, that probably.
It was expensive. We've got a special toilet for my dad, so he doesn't have to wipe his bum.
Oh,
really
his
nice.
bum.
Oh, bum. His ass, motherfucker.
Wipe that cornhole, boy. Jeez.
But just mad, like, such like a tough university. And that's what my triple distinction got me. Embarrassed in front of the form.
That's it, mate. You can take a boy out of the Parkwoods, but you can't take the Parkwoods out of a boy.
That's me, mate. Born and raised.
Fucking hell, I'm so tired.
Okay. Should we start talking about what we came here for? It's 6 months on from the other video we did, and probably what I'd say was the end of my diet and my transformation. And I've obviously, clearly people will see, I've put a bit of weight back on. Like, feel a lot healthier, a lot happier. I look back at that video, actually, and I watched it probably running up to this about a week ago.
What, the first podcast?
Yeah, the first one. And looking at it, I think, like, I look a bit ill in that podcast. Like, there's some pictures, excuse me, of when I was right at the end of my diet.
There's some bad uns, mate.
And I looked very, very poorly. Like, I dropped over 10 stone.
There's one of you with Raz in Old Flat in East Point, and you've both got your tops off.
Mm-hmm.
It looks awful, man.
It's bad. There's one where we're just dropping Dan off at his new catering job, and we've just made up his toolbox.
Oh, when we helped him with his toolbox.
And
he was a bit mardy that day, wasn't he?
He was a bit mardy every day. But I was looking at that, and it was just like, wow, I look poorly. And you've seen the pictures I took, like personal ones of myself when I was walking, and I just lost like over 10.5 stone in 6 months through a really intense regime of eating very little, exercising really intensely and a lot. And it was just draining. And I think mentally and physically I was just knackered after that. And I could see that in the podcast when I was watching it. Like, we're talking here, I was probably limiting my calories down to, it must have been under 1,500 a day, which is like 1,000, maybe 1,500 less than what you need. And my exercise was almost daily, to a point where, like we briefly discussed, it was running 5K in nearly sub 20 minutes, 3 times a week if I could. I was cycling 30 miles on a Sunday in under 2 hours if I could.
That's too much, man.
I remember going on some of those bike rides, and I was...
Not during the pandemic. Not during the lockdown, surely.
Well, you can do your essential... Well, one essential, but you could do your exercise. Boris had given me a pass, man. I was losing a lot of weight. I was trying to get through the COVID thing. Obese people died from the COVID. You've seen it. I've seen it on the TV. So anyway, I cried on some of those bike rides because it was just so...
grueling.
Mentally draining.
I bet that's what it's like when you go in the army.
Yeah, it must be. It must be awful putting yourself through that. Like, but yeah, I'd cry on some of these bike rides. I'd be gutted. I'd get home and I'd like the rest of my day would hinge my emotional happiness on if I've beaten last week's time. And it just got so intense.
That's awful.
Yeah,
not healthy, is it? But I guess
absolutely not.
Part of the journey.
Yeah, it is. So I feel a lot healthier now. I think I'm back up to about 17 and a half stone. And there's a lot more healthier practices in now. So like, I'm not restricting what I eat. I probably eat too much. But I exercise a lot nicer now. So I go climbing.
I think there's like a fundamental misunderstanding of like, because in the Europe trip, there's a bit where like, I think a couple of times you say like you lost X amount, put on whatever. I think people just think like, oh, you fucked it then. Like, yeah, you could, it's almost like you could literally lose like 15 stone and people would still be like, well done. But if you put on one, then it's like, oh, you fucked it. It's like, that's not what it's about at all.
It's all about, like, and I didn't realize this even at the time, it's all about your happiness. Like, it's really nice achieving goals and setting something as a goal and being like, right, this year I'm going to lose X amount of weight. But there's so many things that need to line up for that to happen. And you put so much expectation on yourself to be like, oh, I'm going to be consistent with this. And people either go too hard straight away and be like, oh, at like midday, they're like, I can't be bothered. I'm just going to break it because I'm used to doing this. Yeah. Like, the first couple of days, I had like such bad headaches. I had to drive home from work with one eye closed.
Oh my God.
Because my headache was so bad that I was having to, like, I couldn't focus on anything because just the sugar. I didn't have any sugar anymore where I'm used to having like maybe 3 Monster drinks a day, like loads of Dr. Pepper.
One is too many.
I know, like I could drink a Monster at 11 o'clock at night and be asleep by 11:30. Like easily at that
That's
time.
That's obscene, man. I had 2 cups of tea when we were playing GTA the other night. I was up till 4 in the fucking morning.
No, man, I could easily do it. We used to do it when I was getting to that point and I was putting the weight on. We used to go like round and have like a Domino's.
Oh, I know.
A KFC.
I prefer them times.
A frozen McDonald's drink.
Yeah.
Chips from the Chinese. A Monster drink. I'd drop us all off at like midnight and then I'd go to sleep. And I've just probably consumed a day's worth of calories in 5 hours. People put too much pressure on themselves. And this is the stuff that I got back a lot of the questions were like, what do I need to do? How can I change? What did you do? Most of the time, you know what to do. 99% of people know
And they
what
must
to
ask
do.
because they hope there's a secret and they hope there's a shortcut. Everyone's always looking for a shortcut, aren't they?
People just think there's a little golden goose nugget of information that I can just pull out of my ass and just go, yeah, you just go to bed at 10, wake up at 6. Well, as soon as you wake
You
up,
have a diet Coke and a chai latte.
yeah, you just detox yourself through
I
it.
don't know if that's even a thing.
No, you know what you need to do.
Fucking don't eat and exercise.
Yeah. Eat less, move more, sleep 8 hours a day consistently. That's it. The core stuff, like, if you don't know that, there's probably people that don't, so I'd feel bad now saying it, but
Ian Huntley probably didn't know that. He was a fucking...
he was an idiot. But most people know that. It's simple. You don't need someone on your Instagram reel to start telling you, like, to do this stuff. You don't need me to tell you to do this stuff, definitely. It's just like, just eat less, move a bit more. Don't talk about it. Just get on with it. Like, I begged a little bit on my Twitter, and I'd post, like, pictures, and I'd post, like, an update. But that was mainly to stop so many messages. Because once people got an idea through the pandemic vlog that we did in March, where we went shopping at Asda, I probably started getting 30, 40, 50 messages about it then. So I was like, right, to stop that, I'm just going to put the diet update. And then...
You should have said to him, I'll answer your question if you buy a tote bag from tpd.tv. We got about 20 left.
20 left.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, buy them and you'll find out.
I got bad news for you. So I've ordered some more compliment slips.
So you need to sign them.
Future merch.
Wow.
And if you thought it was a chore signing the last 100, I've ordered 350 this time.
Wow,
so
very nice. I love it. Get the old hand ready.
Optimistic.
Well, I've been clapping for Tom today, so my fingers are warmed up. Yeah. They're ready.
We're going to do I don't know whether or not we should do the red box. We're going to do the red box logo again this year, I've decided. But it's going to be in like April, I think. Mm-hmm. But I don't know whether to self-fulfill.
I think we should.
The issue with doing that is I think it's actually going to be like a 3-day commitment that we need, that I need.
Yeah.
Not of like, it's not going to be like 3 8-hour shifts, but it's like we would need to do, if we were fortunate enough to sell, well, let's be realistic. We sold 100 of them in 2017, those t-shirts.
We're going to sell about 5-6 times that.
Maybe, if we're lucky. I'd be happy with selling 100.
Inshallah.
Let's say we do 400. Because we've grown 4 times.
Yeah.
There's only so much bagging, writing, production line we can do in a day. So spread that across 2 days and then post office the next day.
They're going to love us.
So that's the
they
job.
already love you.
That's their job. So
the post office is a waste of space.
It would take a few days, but because it's the red logo and we did it ourselves last time, I kind of want to do it ourselves again, just because we can add those personal touches, like the signed card, like it's more. It's
personal.
Yeah,
and I think with the red logo, that is important.
Yeah,
that was the first.
So we probably
piece.
will.
I think we should do. And we're looking at getting like the little 20th edition stamp in the bottom left-hand corner too.
I think that increases the production cost.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
My bad. Just pass that on to the consumer, innit? Business 101.
That's it, mate. Pass it on to the consumer.
Smart, my
Jeff?
friend. Hello.
Is that Jeff Bezos?
That's why I'm stepping down to come to these kind of events. One of them is Jeff. I think we should do.
It'd be a good challenge to see if we could do it.
Yeah, I think we should do, because then we need more control over it. And I think the partners that we've worked with have been good, though.
Yeah, Labyrinth are great, and we'll work with them again for sure, because the thing is with that is it's fucking easy. Like, they take out so much, and the sound, but they take out like so much effort. It goes from being like I designed something, which is my only work with a normal merch drop with Labyrinth, to we designed something. We have to write the cards. Yeah. We have to order the cards. We have to set up the store. We have to pay premium for the store. We have to ship it. We have to order the stock. We have to, even down to writing the addresses.
You're making it sound really good then. What's the disadvantage with Labyrinth?
No, the disadvantage is
we just want a personal
touch. Disadvantage with Labyrinth make it 100 times easier.
Yeah.
But
at affordable prices, check labyrinthmerch.com.
you can give them a shout. But it just with the red box logo, I do just want to be able to put a thing in with our signature. With the first 100 that we did last time, we put like a signed Sampelli lid in. I'm sure some of you remember. We included a copy of the coursework, I think, and it'd be nice to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
And
good news.
We can,
we can just do it,
and we will. But
it'd be good. So that's an exclusive. Red Bogos coming this year, 2021.
That's right. Coming in April, I've decided.
In April.
It depends how much content we can get out. I don't want to force content, but I think it would be dumb to do like a merch drop when there's nothing coming out.
That's true. What is there going to be this year?
Well, we did the Lockdown 3 vlog, which got a pretty good response. It's got about the same amount of views as a standard day in life. And then we're working on a second one at the minute, which has some good footage in it already. That's about 11
Me and
minutes.
Raz are getting some footage.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that because it...
well, don't look too forward to it, mate, because all I've done is just retiled the bathroom.
I know, but that's interesting. Like, people are interested in that. People like you. People like us all. We're fortunate enough where we can, like, spoiler alert, right? In the new vlog that you wouldn't have seen yet, I did unclog a toilet.
Wow. I'm
not going to sit and watch anyone unclog a toilet, but people are
about
invested in our lives.
About a year ago, we joked about being grown-ups and acting our age.
Yeah, we did.
Now this is what it's come to. Welcome. What else have people got to look forward to this year, do you think?
What, in terms of what we're doing?
Yeah, what we're doing.
I don't know. Like, I'm so unmotivated. I'm in a real rut at the minute with everything. I'm just bored of everything.
We was talking about this before we started.
I'm not inspired to create.
Yeah.
I enjoyed making the last vlog because it was really low maintenance and it reminded me of like the days in the greenhouse when we still had an audience, but like there was no pressure. I'm just very like unmotivated. So I'd love to do like the lock download video last year is fucking ace.
Yeah.
It if I do say so myself,
it's a masterpiece.
It's very good, and there was a lot of effort that went into it, and it was a lot of fun as well. That's the thing. Yeah. It wasn't just a lot of effort. It was actively fun, and sometimes things are a lot of effort and it's not fun. Like editing a podcast. Thankfully, I don't have to do much editing on the podcast.
No, we've got a machine that don't keep crashing.
This one is going to be a chore to edit, so I'll edit this in like a week when I can be fucked. Because the issue with it is if I was to do it tomorrow, to edit the podcast, you've got to listen to the whole thing, and I won't be interested in listening to it when I remember the conversation.
Just edit now.
But yeah, a lot of stuff that takes effort is not fun. You have fun making it.
Yeah.
Like we're having fun now in the
enjoyable.
conversation. But it's a grind then in the back end. I love grinding the back end. But the lockdown one, it was both. It was super fun. Danny was into it. Everyone that got involved was into it.
Yeah, it was great.
And it didn't get tons of views, but it did well. Like I'm happy.
The core people enjoyed it.
I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's who it was for. I set myself like the goal of growth is off the table. We're not growing. We should have been on 50k by now. We would have been. I'm very confident.
Difficult times.
So instead of trying to grow, let's just try and keep our current audience fed.
Do what they need.
Keep them going.
Keep them strong. Like a Viking army. We keep them, and then we're going to battle. We're going to go into battle again.
Yeah,
with an
2022.
With an undisclosed group. Ready yourself, boys. We're going to fight back. Don't think I've forgotten. You tried to cancel me. I said in the last podcast, cancel me, and you didn't do it. We're coming back. I'm only joking.
I'm not sure the Ian Huntley conversation is a bit close to the bone. That might get edited out.
That might go.
But
it was true. I remember when we did the...
what's true?
Like actually making content, and some content you actually actively enjoy setting up and making. So like
the setup is great.
The Beast from the Northeast news clip ages ago when we did that.
Yeah, it was fun, wasn't it?
That was the most enjoyable couple of hours in the greenhouse. Just setting everything up, going downstairs to the recycling point, getting some bits, like filming, just doing everything. It's
so fun. With the lockdown load one, it was mainly me and Dan, obviously, but it was fun on like different levels because it was fun to set the stuff up. It was then fun to like sit in the tent and feel like we're literally at a festival. Like that's what it felt like if you let yourself believe it. Then it was fun to
little minds can do that,
to chop that bit together and add like the special effects with the green screen and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just fun to see like what can we achieve with an old as fuck Mac and a cheap green screen, because that's all we. There's no high tech. Yeah, there's nothing high tech going on there. And then it was really fun to premiere that. That was the best premiere I've ever been a part of. We got so much love. People couldn't believe it. The difficult cheesy bit, the kiss bit at the end.
The kiss bit was great,
and it was class. And I'd love to do that again.
Yeah,
I would love to do that again. If you would want one like that again, we will do it for you and for ourselves, because it was fun. But I just feel a bit uninspired at the minute. It's like,
hard,
what could we add? Because with that one, we added like all our signature, like toilet review. I'm being sick, going to the doghouse, doing this, that, and the other. Like, what?
Where's me booze?
Yeah, what more can we capture without just doing the same shit?
It is hard. It is, and I think it goes back, like we were saying before. It's just a grind now, isn't it? Like I think day to day, it's just a grind at the moment.
I think what would be good is something that we didn't truly do last year, but we were kind of set on doing, and we didn't do it. And we went to that J Grey Fest, which was good fun. You didn't go, obviously, but we went, and it was good.
Thanks for reminding me. Just a little get down.
But like I would like to do like a camp out with like just us boys.
Yeah.
And film that as well. Like we've done one at home. We've done one with our extended group of friends at J Grey Squad.
Yeah.
It'd be nice now to combine like the
hybrid
personal nature of just doing it with us like we did with the lockdown load, but then with the real life camping aspect. It'd be great.
I agree. I think we should do. So that's a good video.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll go America this year?
Oh, I fucking hope so, mate. If I'm not in America by December.
GMTA, mate. Just
GMTA
to America. I just want to be in Los Angeles.
Oh, yes.
With my boys.
Hollywood
on
Boulevard.
The trikes. Going down the beach. Looking at apparently a lot of homeless people now.
Danny was telling me that there was a guy who said to him, like, excuse me, mate, can I borrow like £4? He was like, I've got like 11 quid and I need an extra £4 to get like the train to York. And Dan looked, and the train to York was like, he could already afford it.
Yeah.
And it just basically proved, like, just don't
lie.
Yeah, man. If you need some crack, and I've got £2 in my pocket, and you say, have you got £2 for some crack?
Yeah.
It's yours, mate. Because if that brings you a bit of happiness, right, then I'm happy to deliver.
There was that guy when we used to be in college. He'd always come to the church where we used to play beddy. And he'd always be like, look, guys, I'm running out of some white lightning. Is there any chance that you could get like £2? I remember like 2 times. I think we like, between us, knocked up a couple of quid.
Yeah,
so we could go get his white lightning.
We all need, if that's...
Everybody's
that's
medicating
his
in their own way.
Medication, then yeah, like whatever. But the bullshit like, people try and spin. Like, there's a woman that's been walking around Leeds, and it's not easy, I'm sure, and she must be at her wit's end, but she's been walking around Leeds now for over a decade, and she's needed 20p for a bus service that I reckon doesn't run anymore.
Used to be 20p. She's going to get a shock when she gets on.
She doesn't know those day riders
are gone
up. Oh, man.
She'll be back out there for another 20 years trying to get the extra 40p.
It's bad, isn't it? Like, think in the snow, like, just snowed.
Yeah.
And I think, like, God, I was cold when I was in Burley Road.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes there were a spider in there. It's like, fuck me, some people have to live on the streets.
And it was damp as well there. And they're just on the streets. Like, there's those little, like, camps set up around Leeds, isn't there?
Yeah, that's probably a good place to be for homeless people.
But are you just going to get robbed?
By who, though?
It's such a hard life that we don't even...
We've already spoke about it, like, too much, haven't we, for, like...
I know.
For, like, what we know, the little that we know.
I know, but it's nice just to... I feel like nowadays you've always got to say, like, actually what you mean. You can say the
It's a shame, innit? Like, this is the thing I was saying in the vlog that we're making now, where I empty the shitter, because it's a bit grim to watch. And I'd say in the vlog...
Be careful. Emptying the shit.
I say in the vlog... I'm really conscious of like what we put on the internet because everyone's just out with pitchforks to just fucking get you.
They are. There's pressure.
But then I think like, well, if I would have had that mindset 5 years ago, there'd be no footage of Danny White drinking the sick in Milan, which people fucking thought was hilarious. We wouldn't have publicised the fact that someone pissed all over that floor. Because now, like... Yeah, guess what? Like it's a dick thing to do, pissing on the floor in it. But it happened, and back then we put it out and no one really paid any attention, and now it's like a big meme in the thing. But like if that was now, like I'd be too worried to put that in the vlog, because if one person commented saying that's fucking disgusting.
I hope you don't mind me saying, and I loved all of them, the European ones, my personal opinion, it might not have been. I felt like the ones maybe instantly after the Scottish 500 were a little bit censored.
They were. I had to.
Yeah, you had to.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah,
that's
but that's not how. That's why I'm not really. I was thinking about it today. Like I'm not really massive on that series. It's been kind of ruined for me because of that. And you know, there was a few confessions that are missing in there because they were a bit like fucking risque, and it's like, oh well, fuck me, like. What do you want? Like, do you want us?
It's hard.
Do you want us to be ourselves? Like, we're good people at heart. Like, do you know what I mean? We haven't done anything actually wrong. No. But sometimes we would say something a bit offensive and a bit rude. Like, fucking get over it.
We're just being. I think the difference is, I feel like if you put 4 guys like-minded in a room together, and they were there for even 6-7 hours together. It's probably like they're gonna joke about stuff that's inappropriate.
The difference is there's a massive hypocrisy, because I've seen this with every group of people that I've ever been somewhat close with. Everyone's the same. But everyone has this big front of like, whoa, hang about, don't do that. I would never do that, and I'm making it known I would never do that. But
you'd do it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, you're telling me when you're on GTA with the fucking boy, not you, but like you're on the headset and you're in a closed party chat, like you're going to say whatever the fuck you want.
People are. And it's like the social pressure that comes with it as well. It's like,
how did we get onto this?
We're just talking about pressures.
No, I was talking about
I'm just saying
in the vlog.
Yeah, what we
How the fuck did we get onto this?
We're on about in the vlog. We censored some of the stuff in the series. And the pressure of what we now put out is different to what it used to be.
So I'm trying to kind of reset that.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that, but I don't know how. There was a core point that I was getting at that then led on this big tangent.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. We both did it. We both went on it, but I can't really remember what my point was. But it was.
I think for me the main point is people don't understand actually how much that can affect somebody's happiness. Like when we was going through that with the Route 66, the Scottish 500 video, or even stuff before that's been highlighted, like whether somebody feels they're doing right or wrong, actually the pressure that's actually on the creator, like I remember that put so much stress on all of us.
Oh man, that was awful. That was the worst period of my life. Hands down the worst period of my life.
And then people think like, oh, why are they not doing that same stuff? Or why are they censoring stuff? It's your own happiness that's on the line. Hard,
like, and you can't really win.
No, you can't.
You can't win. And the difficult thing about what happened with Scotland is we're a big enough creator at this point to make the news with doing something, which we did make several news outlets with that, big ones. But we're not big enough for the channel to support any single one of us.
No.
We're very grateful for any support that we get, but it couldn't be like a full-time income for even one of us.
It's not a career.
So we're in this kind of awkward position where it's like, well, like we can keep putting out content that is the true us, which you've seen for the last 10 years, or I now have to think about it in like a different kind of way. It's like, oh, that's a bit touchy. Like I already know the stuff we've talked about here that I'm going to edit out of this vlog.
Yeah.
This podcast, because
it's touchy.
Yeah, it is. It's touchy, and you know there was one thing on a podcast like a bit ago, and Raz said something about like the economy. And they were like, at the end of the day, like, it's business, let's open stuff back up. And someone like was like, right, you're so selfish or whatever in the comments. And I can see why they would think that, but there was more context to the whole conversation.
Yeah.
And someone just picked that out, but like, it just ruined that podcast for me now, because I think how many other people think that?
It's true. It's like when we went on the bike ride. We went on that bike ride.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We went on that bike ride. We put that vlog out, which was a good vlog, 40-minute long as well.
And we made sure.
Here's some entertainment.
It's dark times.
And we actively made sure that we
distanced.
And fuck me, like I got so much hate on that I actually deleted the vlog, privatized it. It's back up now. But that's everyone projecting like who. Yeah. I think everyone was fucking doing that. Everyone.
Yeah.
We went to.
Everybody's 1 foot in, 1 foot out already. Yeah. Like everybody is 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And it's like whatever foot you want to play at that time and put forward, people put forward. And it depends what the social expectation is at that time.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is fucking mad. It is mad. It makes it really difficult to be a creator, especially where nothing's going on. Because everything that we do has to not be forced, but like if we went to a festival, I know we're going to a festival, we've got phones with cameras on, there is organically going to be a lot of good content.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're trying to create content, whether that's just filming your day or whether it's doing something like the lockdown load stuff, you have to think about it. And just by thinking about it now, because of the current climate, you overthink it.
Yeah.
Can I do this? Can I do that?
You sterilize it.
Do you know what I did? I went to the co-op for a pizza in the last vlog, that reduced pizza.
Yeah, the reduced ones.
And I was even thinking like in the editing, like, should I put this in, or are people going to be like, that's not really essential, Rob, to be going and getting a pizza?
Yeah.
And even one comment like that would have been enough for me to be like, oh, fuck it. And it just saps the life out of me. And I'm really bad with it, like I'll admit, and this might be just fueling the fire and I might really regret saying it, but like we can get a 99%, even the Scotland vlog, right?
Yeah. Had
92% like to dislike ratio, overwhelming support versus a bit of criticism.
Yeah.
And the criticism carries so much more weight than any of the nice stuff. Yeah. I can get messages on, I'm so fortunate. People say like, oh, thanks so much for the content. You'll get them as well.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. You really helped me. Blah, 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 blah. Not blah, 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 but do you know what I mean? Like, you really,
change.
And I see that and I think, oh, that's nice, Matt. Thanks for that. Yeah. I'll always try and reply.
It warms your heart for 5 minutes.
But one person leaves a comment on a video, like, and it's much less personal than the person who's actually reached out to you on like Instagram. But someone leaves a comment on a video saying like fucking prats, and that just carries so much more weight on the other side of things than the positive comment does on the positive side. It just does my fucking head in, and I need to get better at like just not caring what people think.
Well, we've actively tried to manage like the way we use social media, haven't we now?
Yeah, I'm so much like aside from being bored, I haven't been anxious for ages.
Yeah.
And I'm scared to admit, I am scared to say
you are doing really well.
But like you said, like I seem happy. Like I've had comments on like my Instagram saying like, oh, you look happy in this picture. And it's like, do you know what? I guess I kind of am happy at the minute. Yeah, touch wood. And that's because I've got rid of Facebook off my phone. I've got rid of Twitter. I go on Facebook to update the Frugo Squad, which you can be a part of if you like. And
exclusive
I check the Sampelli Squad maybe 2-3 times a day, and I actively don't participate in it as much anymore because you can just get you can get a bit caught up in it. I feel a lot better being much less active on social media.
Same. So like 3 years ago, I think I deleted Facebook and I got rid of it just because I was looking at like, where am I spending my time? What am I spending it on? And it'd be like Facebook, and it'd be like, well, what am I getting out of that experience? What am I getting out of that 20% time and on that platform? And it was nothing. It was just bollocks, nonsensical bollocks, opinions that I didn't care for. And even now down to like Instagram, like everything's got its notifications turned off.
Yeah, I've done that as well because I love Insta, but no, I don't have any noties on.
I don't get any notifications.
Aside from the delivery notification telling me to park for Captain Tom.
Well, you've got to have them to know the food's here, aren't you? So that's important. There's a key point there. But yeah, like, and it's so much better. I'd tell anybody to do the same.
I would agree. And I've been told this so many times, but I've always been like, well, I'm a content creator. my biggest hobby relies on me being active on social media, but it actually doesn't. Like I put that last vlog out and I didn't hype it. I didn't tweet about it. I didn't say like this X amount of times and we'll drop a vlog. I didn't say vlog coming soon. I didn't post a teaser. I didn't do fucking anything.
Yeah, I didn't share it.
And it felt good to do that.
Yeah.
It felt good to do that.
I think you start to remember actually the creation of the content is the exciting bit. It's not the promoting of the content. Like I've always said for me, these videos, and it's great that people watch them. It's great that people comment and they tell us how good they are and they express with us, actually, I love what you did there. It's amazing. That's very nice. It's a very blessing to have that kind of feedback.
Of course it is. Yeah, it's incredible.
But in the end, what I want it for, I've said this is when I'm on my deathbed and hopefully, touch wood, my friends are around me, we can at least watch maybe one of them videos and I can think like, you know what? Life is good. Life is good. Like, I spent some of the best years with my best friends doing some amazing things and it's captured on camera. Even if I get like a awful news when I'm 60 or something like that and I know I've got a fixed amount of time, those videos are still there and I can go back and I can watch them and I can just even recapture that spirit of driving into Vegas.
Yeah, man.
Just for 5-10 minutes, then you know what? It's done its job. And I think that's what we need to remember is that.
You're right. It's difficult when you've got an audience.
Yeah,
it is difficult. There is pressure. And I add more weight to that pressure than anyone, obviously.
Yeah, because most of it's on you anyway.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
It is. I get all the positives.
Yeah.
I get all the positives, but I also get
a lot of the negatives.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's be honest. The rest of it's no pressure's really on me, Dan, or Raz. There's a little bit shared between us, maybe more on Raz and less on me. But to be honest, for me to function in the videos the way I want to function in the videos, it's got to be like that because I can't be.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
it relies upon me, as we've seen. I've got to do the thing that's stupid.
You got to just be your rawest version of yourself, and if you're
or the character that we want to put into that as like the rawest version of myself, you've got to be like that, and to have that pressure and that restraint on me, it's got to be like that. Someone's got to shake their head at me. You've got to say, "Oh, that's stupid what you did there," like. But we still need that in the video, so it needs to be there. So it is hard. You take most of the flack.
Do you know what we did in this vlog that's coming out soon? We throw like a paper airplane, like not a paper airplane. It's like one of them polystyrene toy airplanes that you're meant to like just sling across the room.
Across the room.
We slung one out the window, and we went and got it.
Yeah.
Afterwards, because Chuck got us it as a present. But as I was filming it, I was like, I need to say, let's go and get that. And we didn't film going to get it. But it's like, because if I don't, there's going to be some little bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry, but there is going, I don't really think that's... get fucked. And I think all of this I think what adds to this overthinking is the fact what's going on.
Yeah.
When it's the middle of summer, and I've got a festival every fucking week for like 2 months. We got Kendall. We got everything going on. You don't have time to listen to that shit noise.
But why are people so sensitive now anyway? Why are people... Because you're right, but we didn't get that before, and we did some more outrageous stuff. We still had a following. Like, yeah, it's grown, but it's not grown proportionately. Like, there's still the comments. There's probably more comments now.
It's because
we're so sensitive.
Everyone... Behind closed doors, I believe everyone is very similar.
Yeah.
And everyone has a similar sense of humour. Well, no, I don't actually. What the fuck am I talking about? What I mean is, I think behind closed doors, everyone's who they've always been, right? If you are someone that likes a sense of humour, you're still like that, right? Behind closed doors. If you're a massive fucking racist piece of shit, you probably like that behind closed doors. But everyone puts on like this face of like what society wants them to be.
Yeah, the social pressure asks for them to be like.
Yeah. So people who do have like an offensive, sick sense of humour feel obliged to be like seen to not have one.
Yeah. And they go completely the opposite way.
People who will get out of their car and piss on the side of the road will be outraged at us effectively doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Because they know eyes are on them.
Would it have been different if there was a little boy and he desperately needed a poo and his mum took him out? Well, we didn't fucking dumb shit. We just made a crappy cocktail and threw that out. But like, say if there was a little boy genuinely, sorry to spit.
Sorry, mate, it's your mic and you've had the vaccine.
I've had the old vaccine. But yeah, little boy, he was having a shit. 90% of the people in that.
Just picture that little boy having a shit and a piss out of his little cock.
I'm not Raz, mate.
Just picture that.
I'm not Raz. But yeah, like 90% of the people in that group or whatever commented wouldn't even say that stupid artist who was pushing it from Scotland. I don't know his name. I don't want to tell him.
Artist?
Yeah, there was like some artist or photographer. He was the guy that went to the Mail.
Fucking prick.
Yeah, wanker.
Do your research. Like fucking absolute charlatan journalism. That absolutely fucking charlatan.
But like nobody would have blinked. It would just been, oh, there's a boy doing that.
Well, the funny thing is, when we had all that shit about the Scotland thing, it was because we portrayed that we were leaving shit on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And a certain community were outraged. I'm in that community now. I've low-key infiltrated that community.
The raid will begin soon.
There's a few people in there. And a recent post is a farmer spraying shit out of his van or whatever the fuck he's in, like some tractor, spraying shit on protesters who are protesting something in Scotland. Yeah. And it's got loads of love from these same fucking dumb cunts saying, good on him, this shouldn't be on his land, blah, blah, blah. But then people are saying, what if a small child wants to play in that lay-by?
Yeah.
Get fucked. Literally get fucked.
Why is a child
I
playing
stand
at
by, like, if there's anything that we're going to do that could be perceived in that way, we will put a disclaimer. I committed to that. That was in the public statement. Everything that's in that statement, I will adhere to, because it's a necessity.
Yeah, it's true now.
But these same people that put us through all that shit, and that was
pun.
But put us through that.
Yeah.
My lowest low, you know what it was like, mate.
Yeah, it was awful.
I was so fucking bad. And we all were. I'm not just saying me, but I'm just the most vocal about it right now. It was fucking awful. And those same fucking dumb cunts were bigging up someone else for doing it.
1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Get fucked.
But while we're on that subject as well, let's address some of the stuff in that article. So we had the article, and it was like saying, the boys were commenting saying, it was unlike the real Route 66. Yeah, we were doing better journalism than what you're doing on us. It wasn't as good as the real Route 60. I've done the real Route 66.
Too fucking right we have. There's a fucking film about it.
2,500
it's fucking
miles.
ace.
And you know what? It was infinitely better than that Scottish one. We're not the people that marketed that 500 as the Scottish Route 66.
We were just told.
We were just told it was like that. So guess what the expectation was? It was going to be like the Route 66. I'm not saying everything. I'm not going to go along and expect the little needles towns where there's ponies or donkeys, whatever, with stuff on them. I didn't expect that. But I expected a bit more. And then the comments like, it were boring. It was boring. That's just the truth. It was beautiful, but it was boring. And it was hard to find a coffee. But there was, like, you couldn't find a coffee. We was just commentating on the truth that was there. It wasn't like we was making something up.
So here's the article from the Daily Mail. And
I was going to wear that huff top tonight as well. I'm glad I didn't.
In this article, this fucking, and I'm not going to bother saying the name, but this absolute charlatan journalist, that is the only word for him. Idiot. Charlatan should not be trusted to post to a news source. One member of the TPD TV group made disparaging remarks about Scotland in the video. And the picture they've fucking used is me, right?
Yep.
In 2014.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks completely different.
This person clearly didn't even watch the fucking Scotland video because my hair's a different colour.
Yeah.
That's me in 2014.
Yeah.
In the last, and this isn't an exaggeration, in the last 2 seconds of the video where we take the Land Rover up to Scotland.
And it breaks.
And that 2 seconds, I say, fuck Scotland, man. And that 2 seconds only works because you've had the context of the last 17 minutes of us traipsing through Scotland. And obviously, It's not about fuck Scotland. It's about, I've had a shit day because of this car. Fucking. And that journalist took that screenshot from that video 6 years prior and used that in the article and named me and used my picture. And like, how are people meant to like fucking, do you know what I mean? Like this really, you can tell I'm really fucking annoyed about this again now.
But it's true though.
But like, if I walk down the fucking street and someone like looks at me, in the back of my head, what am I thinking? Like, they've seen my face on the Daily Mail.
People
do your fucking job. I'd love you to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
Come on the podcast and explain your process of writing that fucking article.
Well, listen, this bit here. In the clip, they make derogatory remarks about Scotland and the Highlands, claiming it is boring, unlike the real Route 66, and has no history, and claims it is impossible to get a coffee.
Guess
what we're doing there, mate, I don't know your name, we're teaching you how to be a journalist. We're giving you the facts of what actually it is. It was nothing like the Route 66 that it's claiming to be. It was boring. It was beautiful, but it was boring. And it was really hard to get a frigging coffee. But the coffee we got when we supported the local community was lovely. But it was really hard to get.
Charlatan journalism.
Yeah, stupid.
Charlatan. Absolutely fucking wank. Like, literally, like, that is so manipulative. That picture of me, that is manipulation. That's bullying. That is fucking bullying. You can tell I'm annoyed about that.
It's criminal.
2 seconds. I'm going to load up the fucking video that's from, mate, because I'm on one now. I'm on one. What is it, Scott? Look, I'm actually, like, fucking that annoyed.
I'm sorry, I've put you in this place.
Don't worry about it.
It was criminal that they did that to us.
Absolutely crucified. So this is a video from 2014, and we've just taken a Land Rover Freelander up to Glasgow and back for no reason, because we were stood up. Yep. All the context of the video plays into this bit. So here we go. Let's just see where we're at.
We've had an awful day at this point as well, remember. We've just travelled, because we don't want to out-context ourselves here. Like, we've just had maybe a 12-hour day, driving to Scotland on a really warm day. It was well warm, which is the reason why the car broke. And we've gone up to Scotland, driven 5 hours, gone back.
Have a look at that. That's the photo that they used on that article. What does that timestamp say? Read that timestamp for me, Brady.
17:13 out of 17:14.
It's the last 1 second of the video. That's the last 1 second of the video. And I say, Scotland then. Fuck Scotland. Okay, it was cut off a little bit there. So let's say it's in the last
17:12.
Yeah. The last 2 seconds. Yeah. Where's all the coverage of me going, I fucking love Scotland. We're off to Scotland today and I'm buzzing. I made a supercut of, because I was initially going to go at this quite aggressive.
Yeah.
Because this ruined my year. And it put me at you single-handedly. It's not the people that gave it exposure, because they weren't to know and they're not journalists.
No.
It's this specific journalist,
people that get
this
paid.
Specific journalist had me literally contemplating.
Yeah.
And that's not an exaggeration. And Danny White can back me up there.
Yeah.
I hope you know that the work that you do can make people feel that way.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm fucking completely innocent and I've never done anything wrong. For you to use that and name me and do it completely out of context, I would like to think that if something happened to me, you'd be responsible for that.
Mm-hmm.
You would be responsible. And you know, I made a supercut of like all the times I've said like I love Scotland, and I was gonna like at this person because I was so fucking low. I was so low.
It's awful. Like, you was a lot worse than us, and we was almost playing like revolving counselor for you.
Yeah, man.
Where it was like, right, and me and Raz had this conversation, and it was nothing like this, anything against you. It was like, right, Raz, you look after Rob tonight. I'll look after Rob tomorrow night.
Absolutely necessary.
And it was the same way around for anyone else. It's not that's the point, but like that's the point. That's how these people can put you in that position. That's then the pressure that then scars you for future videos of what I'm not going to put out. What am I going to put out? Do I put myself? You're almost saying to yourself, like, do I put myself in that mental space again? Or do I allow myself to feel like that because something might happen? because of idiots like this that can't do proper journalism, that just literally copy paste.
Like, I'm not. The thing is, like, guess what? We were in other shit, and I read the articles when I was feeling my most conscious about it. And any article that was fair, no beef with it at all. You're doing a good job. There was an article that told everything right. They said they appear to do this. These are the next steps. This is the response they've got. That is good journalism.
Yep. This person.
And therefore, this organisation, I mean, I don't fucking buy news anyway, but fuck me, what an absolute shambles. And if that's what they've done to me in my head, and they've put me at that level,
that's a daily thing.
Like, what are they doing when it's something much worse than what we like?
It's crazy, isn't it? Like, you only have to look back at.
Do you not take any fucking pride in it? Like, I'm embarrassed, right? When in a Leeds Fest, like, through the years lineup video, and I say that the Killer's Hot Fuss came out in 2004, and someone corrects me and it's like 2005. Your name's attached to this piece of work.
It's embarrassing when we're in those same videos and you say, like, these people are going to be there, and they're not. Anytime you get something wrong or you're not correct,
I'm embarrassed. I think, I'm doing a disservice here to my audience because I've said some wrong information.
But these guys don't care, and they do that every single day.
Every day.
And imagine, like, it was only recently I read about it again. The girl died, and they hacked her phone, and that gave the parents hope that she was still alive. Like, imagine the pressure on her family then because of that information.
And you know what? She's got a tick on Twitter.
Let's have a look at her followers.
So you get one with your email address.
Oh, yeah.
You automatically get an email address. But this is someone that's, like, trusted.
Yeah.
You took a screenshot of me from 6 years before, out of context. Just well done.
Do better.
Well done. Well done. I'm sure you do a lot of good work, but this is an example where the person that you've done it about can say to you, well done. Good work. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, love. Jockey and Dan can tell you how bad I was. And it's because of that. It's literally because of that.
Yeah.
And this is why
you didn't do your journalism.
This is why I now have to second guess everything that we create.
Yeah.
And I do believe, as I calm down, I do believe that when the world goes back to normal and we've got shit going on, I'll be better.
It'll get better. Hopefully.
But I still have to think when someone, I mentioned earlier when we were talking about homeless people, there are people that, like, try and get my attention sometimes, or that just look at me for a bit too long, and maybe it's probably just nothing. It's probably because I'm wearing something fucking stupid. It might be a viewer. But I'm always thinking, because of that journalist, they might have read that.
Yeah, well, somebody at my work, and I don't want us to seem like we're too entitled or like we did nothing wrong. Yeah, we should have put a disclaimer. We should have said these.
Absolutely.
Hindsight's lovely.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we learned from that process. What we're moaning about is this woman being an idiot. I had somebody at my place of work come up to me and go, I read an article about you dumping shit in a lay-by. And it's like, you've now changed the makeup of how that person perceives me to be through an article which is falsely credited. Like, the information in that is incorrect. Yeah, and you've now affected that relationship with a work colleague. So it actually affects day to day. It's not like just something that somebody in Scotland's going to read and they're not going to bother about. Like, and I might not be able to go to the Highlands again. I don't want to bother.
Get me back up there, man. I can't wait. I'm going to be like 6'9". When 6'9" was getting, not like that. When 6'9" was getting, like, he got out of jail and everyone was like, 6'9", you're not going to New York City. You don't come to New York. You don't come to LA. Like, you need to check in. I'm gonna be back in the Highlands. Mark my fucking words. And I'm gonna be like, where are you? Where's all those people that fucking messaged me? Where are you? Oh, so you're the little So you're the little so-and-so that made the video. Yeah, I fucking am. I fucking am. Where are you?
We need to do
I'm
a
in
video.
your city. I'm in your city.
We need to do a video where we read these out.
God, I know. And I just need the confidence because this is the most I've talked about it because I've avoided this. And you can tell because I've blown up about it now.
I'm glad.
Oh.
We need that video where we read these comments. The ones from the page, the ones that we've individually received. I think we need to do it when all four of us are here.
Yeah.
But it'll be so funny. If you want that, let us know that you want it. If you think it's inappropriate.
It was one of the top rated things in what they want from the podcast.
We need to, that'd be so funny. Just sat down, just going through it and being like, look at these bastards, these young youths pouring shit into this lay-by. Cockroaches.
And you know what? If that's someone that's seen that video and messaged that, that's fine. I don't have a problem with you doing that. Like,
I think it's funny.
I obviously, would prefer not getting that, but I accept that.
Yeah.
If you write for a respected news, well, this one's not a respected news outlet. Let's be honest, everyone fucking hates them. But if you write
national
for
newspaper.
a national newspaper, you need to be careful about the word about what you put. And a lot of news outlets were they didn't know for a fact exactly what's going on there.
Yeah.
They didn't know. They'd been sent, not the full video, a clip of it. They hadn't been sent the setup. They hadn't been sent any context of what we're like or anything. Mm-hmm. And just for the record, we did do this in Route 66. We literally did empty the shit at the side of the road. Like, we did do that. I'm not going to pretend that we didn't.
Yeah.
But in the UK, you do have... I don't know why it felt weird to do it in the UK, which is why we fabricated it. Mm-hmm. We can't guarantee there wasn't some piss in there. I don't know who had a piss that day, but we hadn't even been shitting in there. We'd stayed.
Yeah.
Anyway, so good outlets said they appear to do this.
Yeah.
They appear. This one doesn't.
I think even one of them consider that they've done pranks in the past. I'm sure one of them did say
there was a
lot
of sense amongst the noise. You know, there was people that were like saying there was a lot of sense amongst all the noise out there. But this just, you know, it's fucking ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Idiota.
Fuck me. All views my own. Yeah, fucking too right.
But that's why for videos like coming out, there's that pressure now of like, do I put that in? Do we not put that in? Do we say that? Don't we say that? Like, how's that going to impact our lives outside of this channel now? Because we all do, like you were saying, it can't support us.
Like here he said, they make derogatory remarks about Scotland and the Highlands, complaining it is boring. I guess that's kind of derogatory, I guess. It's very subjective.
But I've already said that's true.
Unlike the real Route 66. Now, what do you mean unlike the real? There is a real Route 66. Like, that doesn't go in parentheses. That doesn't go in quotes. Like, there is a real Route 66. It's not like we're saying this isn't the real Route 66 and like that. It's not.
Yeah.
Claims it is impossible to get a coffee. It was.
Like I was saying earlier, hard all these points. We was, by saying those things, we were doing better journalism than what she's done on us. We was actually going around and doing the actual stuff. So we was looking. Like I said, we've done the real Route 66. It's not us that branded the NC500 the Scottish Route 66. Somebody else did that. I don't know if it was Prince Charles, was it? He was the guy that tried to make it a thing to bring like money there. And it was like, we didn't do that. We've done the other one. We was almost falsely advertised a Route 66. And it was nothing like Route 66. And it was hard to get a coffee. I think we drove for nearly 4 hours.
Yeah, we did.
To try and find a coffee. And the coffee that we did get was lovely.
I love Scotland. Yeah. And I love 99% of Scottish people I've met. NC500 is shit. It was shit.
To be fair, and I want to say that, even the people that we met on the NC500, the little businesses that we went to and we didn't show that not funded, we're not like live.
We deliberately supported.
We tried and went to the local coffee places. We tried not to go to like the Starbucks, the Costas. We did in the big cities. The little places like John O'Groats, when we were up there and we paid for the night's RV thing, we could have just stopped at the side of the road. No, we went to that one. We all got time, 10 minutes to have a shower in this weird place. But you know what? Everybody we met was lovely. Didn't meet. We did meet that nasty car that was trying to overtake us and flashing us for ages. But everybody else that we met, amazing, nice people.
Improved only by their beautiful accent.
And the surroundings.
Like, it's an incredible place, but the NC500 was shit. And if you take a still image of me with no context from the last 2 minutes of a video and put it in your article, then I just think you're a fucking garbage journalist.
Yeah, you're stupid.
And I don't think there's any ambiguity there. If you have literally been, like, I don't know how often an individual that you've written about has had a dialogue with you about a badly written article, but like there's a lot of stuff that's in your article that is fair enough. Like, even though I would rather it not be on there, like you can't have it like that. If you put stuff out there,
you open yourself up.
Yeah, if you like, you've had to do some digging or someone else has done some digging, and if you can't connect the dots when you see a picture of me with short brown hair and the clip you've just seen of me in Scotland at the NC500 has long blonde hair, if you can't like connect the dots and think, this isn't at the same time, let me just check, or let me just not put this. You're just shit at doing it. I'm sorry, you've done a bad job. You have done a bad job there.
I think the same way, to summarize, because we've talked about that for a lot, like the same way we're accountable for the content we put out and the actions within that video that we've done, which might be right, they might be wrong, whatever, taken out of context, not disclaimed. You've done just as bad in your journalism, trying to make us accountable for our actions. It's exactly the same. You've done a bad job. You've not disclaimed that there's 2 separate videos. You've not disclaimed that what we're talking about is our own opinions, which it says on YouTube, which it says on our Twitters. So it's all right you having it on your Twitter and thinking that's okay. When we have it on ours, it's different. So I think to summarize, it's like the very thing you're moaning at us about not being accountable for it and making stupid decisions and making derogatory remarks, you're just as accountable for being a shit journalist.
Yeah, and it was probably the 10th article I wrote that day. Like, I'm not suggesting that he does a super, super deep dive into everything that he writes, but how does that not pop up? Like, if I was writing a diss track about someone, right, which is a less professional version of this news article, if I was writing that about someone, I'd make sure that my facts were on point. Anything else, I would you're just shit, man. Just get fucked. Like, but literally, if I'd have fucking died, I don't want to get too deep into where my head was, but I thought about, like, if this does go this way, am I gonna, like, individually name bad jobs that have been done that have put me in?
I'm glad you didn't, mate, because I would have felt awful.
This is a podcast that's going to be a bitch to edit, because I'm going to edit a lot of that out.
You're going to see a very censored podcast here. The very thing that we've just discussed for an hour and a half.
I really hope that I do put some of that rant in, because it's necessary.
It needs to be in.
It does.
It needs to be in.
But then I open myself up to all that coming back.
It doesn't
That's
matter.
the fear.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
it doesn't.
I need to get better
in the end.
Right.
Thank you.
So the diet's going well.
The diet's going well.
All right. Well,
we're off it a little bit, but we're doing all right.
Thank you so much for watching. I am drained.
I'm tired. I'm off to bed.
Yep, me too.
Bye.
See you on the flip. Bye-bye, everyone. We love you.